Mm. Hello, everyone here today and who's hopping on today and who are watching us on the replay. This is the preview, kind of a free peek for Land, which is the upcoming 4-day online retreat, self landing, self embodiment, self like bringing back all parts of ourselves home and empowering ourselves. There's so many layers to land, and pun intended. So Gigi and I thought it was good to get together and talk about it. What is this about? And leave it there for you guys as a gift. So today we're going to talk to you about who we are, how this came up, and then we'll do a little quick something for you, some dynamic or something that that we can quickly share with you the kind of work that each one of us does. So I am Brenda Soulfire, and this is Gigi, and welcome to Land the Preview. I'm going to hand over the mic to Gigi to talk about herself and a little bit about Land and what we've been doing together, because this has been co-creation. This is very organic. We really sat down with what do we need, because not looking outside, looking within what we need it, what we both need it, and it's been real. We've been going through it ourselves through our own magic, and we want to share it with you. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and thank you for you being here with us, for heeding the call. So, Gigi, I'm going to hand it over to you for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real pleasure to sit in this space together because we have been working on this for what seems like many years actually, because we've been connected and really feeling each other's medicine yeah, over the Facebook land and really feeling a kindred spirit and a kind of depth in some way, quite shamanic, I feel. And what I do is very much about coming home to the body. So my business is called Embodied Women. It's very much we are coming back to the body. We are awakening and remembering our body's wisdom, our body's power, and also the pleasure and the beauty and the vitality and the health and the wealth that we connect to when we deeply embody our bodies and we really sit in ourselves and we reclaim ourselves and we take up space. And it's very multi-layered, like you were saying, Brenda. It's kind of a challenge to talk about it in a short time. But essentially, what I help women to do is to come back to their wild. So it's wild embodiment. It's coming back to your natural essence, your natural state, your natural beauty, your natural confidence, your natural essence as the soul that you are, and really feeling, comfortable and knowing what it is that you need, because I feel like as women that is such a huge piece that I notice both in myself and my own journey and also guiding other women is actually, what do I need? What do we need? Like, years and years of programming has meant that us as women are normally always putting people before us, whether that's like our family and our relationships, whether we have children, if we're in a marriage or not. We're kind of conditioned to always nurture other people. And this thread is really deep within the feminine line. And that's something that I've been working on both ancestrally in my life and with my mom and with my grandmother and along my feminine line really deeply, and then bringing that into spaces with women and really coming into this space of deep nourishment and care and tenderness for ourselves. So really like receiving love ourselves, receiving that love and that nourishment from the mother, from the earth, from nature. And that's why this beautiful land, this landing retreat is about coming home to the body and through coming home to nature and really connecting with the abundance in nature and how we are one with nature. She is our mother, she's our greatest teacher. And the more that we can connect with nature, the more that we can unravel and actually remember our essence, remember that we are all everything right now. But that's a very embodied place. That's a very embodied place. And there's also so much in terms of sensuality and pleasure that gets turned on, and the fullness, living fully alive in our emotional bodies, and also just really feeling empowered to go through the ebbs and flow of life, because it's a whole experience, isn't it? We go through deep initiations, and if you're here and if you're drawn to this, you will understand that you will have been on your own journeys of initiation and deepening into who you are as a soul and what it is that you want. And so embodiment and wild embodiment is here to really support that for you, and to be like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need, finding out those deeper questions and really giving to yourself, like deeply receiving the pleasure, the love, the fullness of who you are for you, and not waiting around for someone else to do it. Because again, that's a story that we have as women and as humans, that someone else needs to tell us, that we're beautiful, that we're worthy. And that's also such a big piece. And I bring so much love and compassion in all my years of understanding that and kind of peeling back layers. And I feel like that's an ongoing process, but really it's about landing into you, landing into self love, self nourishment, self care, and self empowerment. So, really feeling like confident after this beautiful retreat. I feel like our energies together and what we offer, myself and Brenda, are different but are similar. So, it's like we're coming from all angles. It feels like it's a real revitalization and kind of awakening of the deeper you, and the sensuality and the love and the bliss of being in your body and being who you are and enjoying yourself and bringing play. I feel like I could keep going, but I don't want to.
No, I was just thinking about, we were talking earlier how just corporate life takes that away from you.
Yeah.
And this, the more we talk about this, the more we just sit and co-create together, it really feels like the new way to co-create, instead of like just be here and think, oh, what's cool, what do people want or need, what do we want? And then from that space of nourishment, that our work nourishes us and others as well. It's the new way for us who stopped and really understood what corporate and capitalist society does to the feminine part of creation. And in us is the courage and the knowledge to stop. So if you've been in corporate like I have, we were talking about that earlier. It's been years of pushing yourself and pushing yourself to not be present, to not even be in your body, and to achieve like some standards of, in a world of levels that is just come tumbling down like a huge pyramid, because it doesn't sustain us, because it really just the person at the top is putting way too much weight on way too many people at the bottom, and it doesn't, it's a position of power. As a crystal healer, I use uh, pyramids to uh, gather information or power or energy and like push it out. So it's very pushy energy. So we're coming back into, from pyramid into circle reality, into ourselves, where we are part of what is needed, and we all know it, and it's our generation, and we are the adults here who are noticing this and having to change it, and it is in ourselves, because a deeper change that it's like a decision to land into ourselves, to take the authenticity of who we are and then take it from that. But we do need to take these times out. So what land is about, it's 4 days of dynamic spiritual. You're going to be out. It's preferably that you be out in nature somewhere, but at least be out in nature the fourth day because we're going to do ceremony that day and really land ourselves into it. And we do have the agenda. I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. Share the screen with you. So you see it's about. You can read all about it. It came up. Here are the details, the cost. And we also left it, at a doable price so that you can also book that Airbnb or, if you camp somewhere. Okay, so here's what we have in mind for us. But of course, this is a work in progress. And of course, we are also paying a lot more attention, not just to the outline, but what's going on in now here in the field and the people that are here with us and choosing us. But this is the masculine part of land. So the day number one, we are going to focus on seating the goddess. In the mornings, you will have Gigi attending to you. So it'll be a morning like 1 to 2 hours, probably, not more than two. I would say about an hour and a half. And then in the afternoon, it'll be with me. And that'll go through the entire Lionsgate portal weekend. So definitely have a place where you can go away and do this work because this is your relationship with yourself. We are just guiding you and giving you information and vibrations and then frequencies and you're in our fields as well. We've done a lot of work with ourselves as well. So day one, we'll be seating the goddess. In the morning with Gigi, there'll be an opening ceremony. Then we'll do womb connection, sensual embodiment practices. In the afternoon with me, you'll get to know we're going to be downloading your healer self. That's probably going to be some journaling. I'm going to have some questions because everything you need to kind of bring that information up. Then we'll have a shamanic journey to meet your power crystal, mainly because that lands your power, the frequency of your power once crystals start speaking to you, it's a whole new ball game and a whole new identity ball game. And gifts start to happen beyond the senses, new visions start to happen. A lot of clairaudience starts to happen. So we want to start to get you connected to the mineral kingdom, which is very grounding, very grandmotherly, very land of who you are, right? Then on day two, we're going to concentrate on rooting that power that came in. In the morning, we'll have alignment activation with Gigi, then homecoming into the heart, into the pelvic connection. Ooh, so definitely going to bring that energy into the womb. I love that. It feels like I'm like gathering my inner teenager, not just my inner child, like my teenager is the one that needs to come in, right?
Yes, it's true. You're so right, because it's also that reclamation of the start of our period. And
Mm.
that's been coming in very strongly of how we reclaim. It's giving me goosebumps actually. The years of pushing, the years that started from teenage to be like, now you're on the route to adulthood. We're going to push you through exams, push you through sports, push you through everything. And we're going to not honor this beginning of your like strong feminine power and your connection to nature. So that reclamation of your menstrual cycle starting, and actually that like ownership of your feminine power is a big part of the process of reclaiming this new version of you who is like really allowing your power to be the guide versus like pushing and forcing, because you are so powerful when you really embody what's already there for you. So that feels like a big piece. And you're right, it's very much about reclaiming your inner teenager as well, and healing, that time, which is a really big time when we shift from child into teenager. And it's, there's so much blossoming that wants to happen. So yeah, reclaiming that and strengthening your pelvic heart connection, and just a lot of self-love, really, a lot of love.
Yes. That sounds delicious. I just want to like swim in that. And
Yeah.
for you who are seeing this through time and space and who are called to this experience with us, I think we land for you that who you were before life happened, before work happened, before the identity that pushed you to the point of breaking, go back. Who were you before all of that happened? Before you took on all of those ideas that were not yourself, you bought all those ideas. So we're definitely um gonna pay attention to that and allow ourselves to bring that home. So on that day two, we're going to be doing some rebirthing breath work release because there's a lot of stuff with me, and I haven't done energy work with Gigi. Really, we've been doing energy work with Gigi, but like more on an abstract, but like so it's really gonna land this weekend. But I know that it's a lot of information that comes in. Um, and we need some integration. So we're going to be breathing. I'm a rebirthing breathwork practitioner. So that was how I started when I was 19. So it's one of the best ways spiritual purification and releasing a lot of the pent up emotional, foggy, emotional, crabby stuff, like just emotional, dense energy. Just breathe it out. And I'll be doing my crystal bones activation, which is pretty much just activation the power of the knowledge of your bones, which is what I do with my crystal healer. So after I release you, I'm gonna send you some powerful vibes that will be working through you throughout the whole entire weekend. On day three, we'll be blooming our higher self, kind of forming that new self again. Um, in the morning, you're going to be rooting into Gaia, going deeper into your relationship with the mother. Full self-reclamation primal dance. So you're going to be shaking that off as well, and really getting nice and juicy with yourself and in a primal dance with Gigi, and it's going to be good and wild, and I love it. In the afternoon, we have a dream life one word alignment journey, which is pretty much I just journey into your dream life and then just extract that one word so that it becomes your north for um the next you, that one word that says it all. And you will choose from that one word how, if that it resonates. You can't, from this point forward, the new you resonates to this word, so you're going to be choosing with that word in mind. But I want to take you deeper until you really have that word and it resonates with you and you have chosen it with your entire body, away from work, parents, religion, your own knowledge and your own remembrance of you. And then we will work on your healer altar. So you definitely bring in some crystals and all your goody, spiritual work. On day four, we're going to work on crystallizing that higher self, that new self that you landed. And it's just like a more embodied, it just keeps, we see it, or we tend to see it as something away from us, but it really, the entire spiritual process is going deeper and deeper, and then on layering, it just gets a bigger, more authentic part of us. But we need to choose it and do experiences like this on our own and with other people. Um, Energy work, especially traumatic stuff, things that you have around your trauma, it needs to be another person that comes from the outside to work on the trauma. If you have a lot of trauma with yourself, with having any type of relationship with yourself, with your body, then definitely go outside and look. It's not time to work on yourself because you probably have wrong wiring, like mental wiring going on. And I'm telling you this from experience, like own experience, especially if you had, sexual assault or anything in the background. Those wirings with the body meant, are off. So you need to let people that you trust and you feel good in to also help you release a lot of the stuff. And also simply being in a safe space, in a very sexual, sensual space with somebody that you can be safe with, that does wonders for trauma energy work and for releasing like eons of dense emotional work. So doing this with us will catapult you and really free a lot of dense energy from all of those, especially on the sexual part, because sexual assault usually cuts us off from self and pushes us out of the body. It splits us, our identity, our relationship with ourselves. So I want you to, and I'm getting chills right now because of
Yeah.
I need more people to see this or hear this, or like, I wish I could get this to more women that need to fully reclaim themselves. So that is something that will be definitely be um, just going back into going and asking you to go deeper into yourself. Anyway, I'm going on tangents. Uh, and then,
That's so, it's so true because I just want to say that both of us, that's been a big journey for both you and I, that reclamation of our sexuality
mhm,
and through relationship as well. And also how that doesn't have to be like a huge sexual assault, like a rape. It can also be saying yes to something that you didn't want to happen. So, in
long
terms of your
time.
wound and allowing someone into that sacred space, not knowing that you didn't want them in there, that is another like
Mhm.
unraveling that we, when we claim our sexual energy and our sexuality, is that we let go of all of those tendrils of connections to past relationships or past encounters where someone has touched us that we didn't want to. It's very much like we're bringing it all in because we know as women it's been such a crazy time, and I feel excited for the future generations because we've been doing so much work on this. But it's been so crazy for us as women to go out and, you know, be with the world because people like what they see. You know, women, the need for that feminine energy is like a big thing on all levels, whether it's men or it's other women or it's you know, other folk. It's like the feminine essence is very needed. And so this kind of reclamation of our own feminine essence will really heal a lot of the kind of distortions that we experience within our realities, and also in relationship to friends, in relationship to men or romantic relationships. It will really change things so much because I know that the distortions in myself pushed people away a
Mhm.
lot of the time because that's what I was holding on to in my body. And so therefore my reality was shaping that. So the more that we can come into who we are and take our power back, the more that we can then live that reality that we want for ourselves, you know, in that yeah, within our family dynamics, our friendships, and our romantic relationships is really big, isn't it? It's a really powerful subject to talk about.
Oh, yes. I think also when I have gathered my energy and really remembered who I was, it just makes boundaries easier, relationships easier. You're in your own power, the other person is in their own power, and the relationship and the conversations become easy, the difficult ones, they're just easier to have. So having some time away to take care of an updated version of yourself, working with yourself, especially if you're a mother, a leader, any type of therapist that gives a lot to a lot of people of yourself. This is for you. This is for us because we're gonna be working. We're gonna be working ourselves and really getting deep into the whole process that we made for ourselves. We're already in the process, but and yeah, so on the last day, we really want to be outside in nature to really land that bigger presence. It really is about landing a bigger presence for you to also make space for a bigger you. bigger, more of you to come in. So it's not, at first I started writing as like next level, of course, because I'm a corporate copywriter and would bring in those, key things like that sell. Wait a minute. I don't, the whole system of levels is the one that's messing us up, Just get like why no next level. This is like more embodied version of you. And thank you, Gigi, also for reminding me that. And it's great that you did not go through the whole corporate thing because you're untainted from that yeah, that missing that relationship with yourself, that big huge disconnect that happens after years of pushing yourself. Yeah. And it's something that my shamans have seen, other people who come into Western society. It's like, what happened here? Why did these people, most of half of the time it's like getting people to really get back into their relationship with themselves. And that takes years, a lot of time for Westerners that come to work with shamans to really go back into that basic original, like, I love myself mode. Myself and my land and my people and who I am. That's been missing from Western society. And that's one of the biggest things that shamans see. It's like, they're like in awe of like, how did this get so disconnected that I have to spend years, with this until they understand what being a human being really is about and landing into all their senses and all their bodies because we are also working the four main bodies per shamanic paths, which is a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Gigi's taking care of kind of holding space for emotional and physical, and I'm more holding space for our mental and our spiritual bodies. So we're going to be shamanic wise, we're going to be working them in the background for you as well and doing energy work for ourselves and for the group as well that comes in. So the last day, like I said, we're going to be out in nature. We're going to be working on crystallizing our higher self in the morning with Gigi. She's going to lead you through an amazing land ceremony out at nature. That's going to be amazing. I already know it. And we're going to have a closing medicine woman circle and integration. That's going to be more, I'm not sure. I'll let the circle happen on its own and just really land everything that's happened and just really give you more space for you to express yourself and not kind of take you through that many dynamics. So it's really more getting together. So that is land. That is the plan for land. And what else?
It's such a full experience, but it will be exactly what is right for you. And that's always the message that I receive whenever working with one-to-one or groups of women, is that we will be taking you through this structure, but you will always receive exactly what is right for you. So there will never be too much. Your soul knows, your body knows, and you will be working, with yourself. Like, we will be offering all of the embodiment and the activations, but really it's for you to receive in the way that is right for you. And I always like to say that because it's a safety piece for me, that you are going to be fully safe and taken care of and really nourished and supported through this process. And yeah, you will receive all that you need, and that's going to be different for everyone. And that's why it's really exciting to watch the circle come together, because then we work with who's there as well, don't we? That's how it works. Like, we have the structure and the energetics, but whoever is coming in will also inform us how we then hold the space. And so it's a really collaborative experience. You're part of this collaboration with us, and it's very special. And it feels like it's going to be intimate as well, and really going to be something that you are ready for, even if there's some fear or some worry or some anxiety you know that that's 100% normal whenever we're doing any work like this, where we're stepping into a new version of ourselves, having fear or like thinking a lot about it or feeling like, oh my gosh, this is, I can sense I want to do this, but it feels like, I don't know, the stories come up, know that that is, fully part of also the transformation that you can choose to step up for yourself through the fear and know that you're fully held by us. That feels really important to say.
Yeah, and that we are doing this for ourselves as well. So it's a ceremony for all of us, you know. So we, like I always tell people that come into my healing studio, whatever you come to heal today, I am here ready to heal with you. And then it must be something that I am ready to heal, and that's why this person is called to me. So, and I work through in my life, how can I heal this? And I also put it on the altar as I do the frequent work, the frequencies, and um, so we wanted to give you a peak, but it's getting longer and longer. And this, so I can give you like a minute of crystal Reiki. I was gonna do a whole stepping into a crystal grid and everything, but it does take longer and it does take some time. I can do that as a freebie later. I can post it, just a dynamic of doing a crystal grid and doing it was a cleansing basic crystal grid, so I can post that later. I
Yeah.
do, before I go, give you a little bit of Reiki if you're willing to receive it, only you feel called to receive it. The details. So it's going to happen August 8th to the 11th, 4 days. It is $444. There are payment plans starting at $122. So every week. So 122 times four. What else? The link, I'll post the link in the event and or either one of us. You can go Brenda Soulfire .com/land and the link to subscribe is in there, or you can just go through us. Either one of us has the link. Definitely, if you feel called to step into a more embodied version of yourself, if you want to gift this to yourself, this is a gift that you give to yourself so you have the peace of mind to deal with whatever is happening in your life. And I mean, a lot of changes happening. Everybody's lives are being upturned. A lot of changes and taking the time out to gather your strength in very ceremonious, sacred way with people whose intention are to do the same will it just ripples throughout your entire life through the people around you. There so many blessings that will happen because of you choosing to step into the ceremonial space with us. And we chose the Lionsgate because it's a perfect manifestation opening portal. And it seems to get like more like the energy that comes through it every year just keeps getting like just stronger, like an outpouring, it feels to me as an energy healer. So and it was perfect. And to be doing August is also there's a lot of crazy astrology going on. So I know that taking the time out to be very sacred and staying with yourself and being led through deeper relationship with yourself is going to be perfect to counteract all the changes that are coming in. So that's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah, really landing. And to have that sisterhood as well is so beautiful, isn't it? When you've been through an experience with other women and you have that, and it would be lovely to create, like a chat afterwards to be able to like share anything that's coming up and to feel that holding of women together, because when we work together, it is so powerful. It is so healing. And there are the deeper feminine currents at work when we come together. We're healing so many lines, the nature lines, our own ancestral lines. It's so powerful. It's such a gift to do that for you and the generations to come as well. And I just love working within groups of women. And yeah, it's going to be a powerful time to reclaim identity. It really feels that with the Lionsgate because Leo energy is very much about like identity and remembering who you are and bringing on that power. And yeah, the hair, my
Yeah.
hair always gets bigger around Leo season. I'm always just amazed that it happens. And I'm like, wow, look at my hair on fire. And so yeah, being supported by the energy of the planets is also very, very powerful. So yes, we'd love to welcome you. And also if you have any questions about, my work or Brenda's work, if you know me or Brenda, you don't know either of us, please just reach out and ask any questions and I can send links or any information that you might need to know. But yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
So in terms of that, in general, if you've never seen us before, I'm a good because I just kind of started talking, didn't say what I do. I'm a shamanic crystal Reiki master teacher. I'm a healer brand doula because I spent so much time doing marketing and publications, editor. Um, all of a sudden I got like really hot. I just sorry. It's really hot in here. It's one of the hottest summers in record here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So all of a sudden I just get like really woo,
The Leo fire.
man.
Whoa.
Oh, and it's also the perimenopause probably just hit me because it's like, oh my God, it's so hot. All of a sudden I can't even speak. Okay. So those of you who are dealing with that, uh, thank you for understanding me. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, so I am a shamanic crystal Reiki master teachers. I have crystal healers all around the world. I've been, I've 30 years been working with myself, but really with all the certifications and everything for 8 years. And then I've had the Soulfire School. And then I also help healers because I had my background in marketing and publications for so long. I help healers come up with their brand, with their content strategy, and with their offer suite. So, and Gigi is a wild woman embodiment.
Yes. Wild embodiment. And very much coming into your pleasure and your turn on and a lot of play. So it's like we're remembering who we are and then we're letting ourselves be that and play with that and get curious about who that is. Who is that version of you? And it's been like a real journey for myself, having come kind of full circle and living in London and living in the city myself and performing and being in that whole world of just very much being on show for other people and then kind of reclaiming who am I, what do I want to do with my creativity. So that's what I help other women to do, is to really find themselves in their bodies, in their essence. And I'm also a sound healer. I trained in Bali about nearly 10 years ago, with Tibetan singing bowls and crystal singing bowls, and sound and expression is also part of what I help people to reconnect with, is who you are and showing up in who you are and being able to say what you want to say and really feel passionate about who you are and what it is that you're wanting to claim as well in your life. So yeah, it's very it's a good mix, you
It
and I.
because I'm more of the psychic power, mental power, okay, integrity, like I just to realize that I'm just more, that's how I get people, like go, cut away, get into the truth. Just very mental, spiritual power is where I lead you a lot, whereas you lead them more into their sensual, and body power. And it's perfect. So you guys have two strong leaders here, spiritual leaders helping and doing it along with you, like doing the work along with you, which is, I think, something completely different from what I've experienced online.
Yes,
We're going to be online, but this is going to be real and it's going to be ceremonial
yes.
and real and sacred. And we are going to be doing it with you. So that said, I can't wait for you to jump in and say yes.
Mm.
Reach out to me or to Gigi for any questions. Oh, wait, I wanted to finish off like maybe just doing a little bit of Reiki. You think so? Just kind of,
Yeah,
um,
it's a beautiful offering.
thanks for just kind of, and it's good for me. I'm gonna be working with my Himalayan, this Himalayan pendulum that I have. It was part of my, well, I need water because energy work.
Yeah, lots of water.
Yes. Hmm. Calling in, calling in the sacred directions, calling in our ancestors, calling in the deities that work with us, our power animals, power crystals, power plants, all here with us. Asking for any fear, obligation, or guilt to leave this space now. This space is now claimed for the light, for the highest vibration of all, for the highest vibration source. Just take 3 deep breaths just to get deeper into sacred space. I call light to ourselves now. Call Reiki to ourselves now. Universal life force. I call in just a clear, the clearest white golden light possible. White with the little golden sparkles around. To fill your entire being, our entire being through time and space here now. I ask it to clear any dense emotional energies that are in our field, any dense physical energies that are in our field, any dense mental energies that are in our field. We let it go, we allow, we give it back to the mother to receive and to transform. Any spiritual densities, we also release them now that are ready to go now. We release them as well. And any remnants of fear, obligation, or guilt, leave this space now. It is so. I'm calling in the energy of the Himalayas with my Himalayan quartz, Lemurian quartz, bringing in the messages for our higher self, for our most embodied self, that we are ready to receive what is next, the direction our soul, our truth, our truth wants us to go, for the highest good of all, the best interest of all, the highest vibration possible here now. Asking for ancestors to work with us as well. And just continue to release any density you feel in your body, activating, clearing fields all around you. We ask our higher self to speak to us now and be very clear with its messages and direction for the next 3 years, 3 to 5 years of our lives. Be very clear with the messages of our direction. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for receiving. The active part of this Reiki ray is now complete. It's going to be working with you the next 3 days, 3 to 6 days. Whoever receives it, thank you. Closing the circle. There's going to be some messages coming in at night. Thank you for receiving. I'm also being called to draw a card for the collective, whoever sees this, and to add into the symbols and directions for this experience. Alright. Reflecting pool, stillness. I love it. This is this woman looking at herself in a pond, looking at her reflection. This is perfect. I don't even need to read what it says in the little book. This is from the Sacred Forest Oracle, which that's when I got it. When we began to talk about it, it's like, oh, I just got this, and it began. So, yes. Welcome to land. Welcome to landing your sacred forest within yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you for receiving. Ooh, I feel much better.
Thank you, thank you. It's so gorgeous how it all lines up as well. Like the magic garden, the sacred self, the reflection, the remembrance, the stillness that we need to create to find that as well. It's so special. Yeah. I'm really feeling the magic.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Gigi, for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so much. Big hug.
Thank you.
And yes, I got the message like loud and clear as I was saying. It's like right for me, right, and rebuild the home. I actually have a little map, and I have to from scratch become Boba the Builder.
Yeah.
We're doing that. It's all good. It's gonna take as long as it takes, but it'll be mine in the end. And how I love it, how I like it, just like land. The light, as I was sending the Reiki, your lips and eyes were pulsating. Now the light changed, and you're like lit up. Yeah, baby.
I know, I was feeling it so much, and my eyes were doing which they do whenever energy work, but there's so much light coming in right now.
Yes,
it's like, let's let that light in, women. Let's let it in.
Yes. Well, thank you for being with us here, Land the Preview. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. And yes, definitely reach out to us if you want to be part of Land. To see the ladies that come in. I'm excited.
Yes, so excited.
Yeah. And bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.